Wake up, listen up, smell the coffee. It's yourself holding on you. Going down, I say, do what you want. Let go of it like you.
Hi guys! So for my first ever YouTube makeup tutorial, I decided to do Yeong's makeup. So as you can see, this look is inspired by Yeong from It's Okay to Not Be Okay. It's one of the best K-dramas I've ever watched. You should definitely watch it. I decided to do Yeong's makeup because from the first episode, I immediately fell in love with her character. She's such a badass. She's so funny and, you know, she just made the show complete. It's Okay to Not Be Okay won't be the same without Soyeji, definitely. She's the best. So this is one of her most iconic looks in the K-drama. She always goes with the smoky eyeshadow with a little glitters. So let's head on to the tutorial.
I already did my skincare before this, so let's start with the eyes. First off, I'm curling my eyelashes because it's one of the main points of Yeong's makeup. Then, I'm lining my eyes with a black eyeliner to make sure skin doesn't peek through when I put on false lashes so that it looks like my natural lashes. I'm curling my eyelashes again just to make sure they are curled well. Then, I'm attaching false lashes first before I do my eyeshadow because my eye changes or folds depending on what kind of lashes I use. But if you don't have eyes like mine, you should do your eyeshadow first. Now I'm applying mascara to my natural lashes and false lashes. And I'm doing just the same for the other eye. Now let's apply eye primer to both eyelids. I'm taking this neutral light brown shade and placing it on the outer corner of my eyes and slowly blending it inwards. I'm adding more shadow to the outer and inner corners of the eye to make sure there is dimension. Now, let's take this red shade and place it on the outer corner of the eyes and blend well. Add a darker brown shade to the outer corners of the eyes to deepen it. Add a very deep dark brown shade on the outer corners of the eyes again to make that look smoky. Blend well to make sure there are no harsh lines. Then I'm using a brown gel liner to draw a bit of a thick liner all over my lids. I'm also extending the eyeliner outwards horizontally. Don't flick it up or down, just make sure it is extending horizontally when you open your eyes so that you won't end up with a fierce look or a puppy eye look. I'm using a black gel liner to carefully draw over the lower half of the brown liner to add definition. Notice how I'm only putting it on the part near the lash line and the lower half of the wing. Don't cover the entire brown liner so that the eyeliner still has gradation. Now clean off the edges of the eyeliner with a cotton stick to make sure it is sharp and clean. Take a brown pencil liner and line the inner corner of the upper eyelid and lower waterline to add more definition to the eyes. Then I'm taking a liquid glitter and placing it just on the center of my eyelids and carefully blending it with my fingers. I'm using a silicone-based matte primer since Yeong's skin just looks smooth and matte, not the usual glass skin look. I'm just spreading it all over my face. I'm using an orange corrector first since I have very dark under eyes. I'm using a peach corrector over it to match my skin tone. If you don't have super dark under eyes and you have fair skin, you can skip the orange corrector and just use a peach corrector. Or maybe even a concealer would do. I'm adding a bit more of the peach corrector so my under eyes won't look orange. I'm using a matte foundation all over my face. Make sure to put some on the under eyes where you put the corrector. Don't forget to put foundation on your neck to make sure it matches your face. Now I'm using a cream contour to make my face look smaller since Moonyoung has an incredibly small face. It's important to use a contour shade that is not too dark. I'm using a Korean brand for my contours since they usually have lighter contour shades compared to Western brands, which fits my skin tone better. I'm applying contour to the sides of my face to make them look slimmer as opposed to the usual contouring under the cheekbones. Now I'm just taking the same contour cream and placing it on my nose using a brush for precision. See how subtle the contour looks? Because the contour shade I use is quite light. And this is how Koreans usually contour their face. Now I'm taking my brow pencil and just slowly filling in my brows lightly. Make sure you don't draw an arch since we are going for straight brows. Since I don't have much brow hair in the front, I'm extending the shading inwards. Then I'm using a black brow gel to make the brow hair stand out so you can see the individual strands. Then just use a concealer to clean your brows. Then I'm taking my loose powder and lightly dust it all over my face. Now, let's take the neutral light brown shade and just put it on the outer corner of our lower lash line. Taking a champagne shade and placing it in the inner corner to the middle parts of my lower lash line. Then I'm just adding a bit of the glitter shadow where I put the champagne shade. Use a dark brown eye pencil and just lightly line the middle to the outer corner of the lash line, not the waterline. Then apply mascara to the lower lashes. I'm using a nude lip liner to line my lips to emphasize the shape. Then I'm using a nude pink lip tint all over my lips. And I'm blurring out the edges using my fingertips. I'm also using a Q-tip to make sure the outer parts are not super pigmented to achieve the soft blurred lip look. I'm also using a concealer to clean off the edges. Now I'm taking a more vibrant pink shade and just placing it in the inner parts of my lips for a very soft gradient effect. For the blush, I'm using a nude pink shade as well and lightly dusting it on my cheeks. Make sure not to pull it all the way up to the sides of your face to maintain that Korean look. Just put it on the centers of your face. Here's the complete look.
Close your eyes, hear my heart. You can't see my lies. Gonna tell